The holidays can certainly take a toll on your purse strings. If you are worrying about not having enough money to cover all of your expenses this season, you might want to consider refinancing to free up some holiday cash. Here to tell us how is Kathy Graham. She's the Vice President of Marketing at Desert Schools Federal Credit Union. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
So what are some of the items that we should be considering when we talk about refinancing?
Well, most people are aware you can refinance your home, right? So when rates drop, everybody pulls out their paperwork and looks at the rate, and if the market rates are lower, you say, I'm going to refinance. You can lower your payment, and you can save a lot of cash that way. But some folks don't know that you can refinance your auto loan as well.
Wow.
And it's a really great way to free up some cash. So when it comes to your auto loan, most people know what their payment is, like to the penny, right? My payment is $423.17. You know what that payment is, but you might not know what your rate is. And so it's a really good idea to pull out your paperwork, take a look at your rate, and do some shopping and see if there are some rates out there that might be better than what you have, that you might qualify for. Because then you can lower your payment. That saves you money for sure. But there may be other auto refinance programs out there that can even give you a little bit more cash.
Right,
so,
and you guys specialize in this, and you save people so much money, because if you're not paying that over 3 months, that's over $1,200 sometimes.
Exactly. So Desert Schools created an auto refinance program a couple years ago that offers a great rate to start with, because that's the foundation of it. 1% cash back and up to 90 days before your first payment is due. So if your payment is $423.17, over 3 months, if you don't have to make that payment, that's over $1,200, almost $1,300, where you could buy some of those great toys that we just talked about. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, you could get that, and you could get that, and you could get that.
Right, because everything was at a great price as well. So how do we find the best rate?
Well, it makes sense to go online and shop for sure. So you can shop around and check what other banks and credit unions have, or if you could call Desert Schools, because we have people that do this all day, every day.
Yeah.
You can call, you can stop into one of our 47 branches, and they'll let you know where you stand and take a look at your entire loan and see if we could help you to save some money, because you have the holidays, and then you're going to have those holiday bills that come in January and February too. So if you had 3 months where you weren't having to make that payment, that could really help.
That's true, because it's not till the new year that the bills come in.
That's when you feel the pain.
Right, you're like, oh, I overspent.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah, are there any risks associated with refinancing?
Well, you just want to make sure that when you do it, that it's best for you in the long term. Sometimes people will refinance and they'll extend the term of their loan, and you want to make sure that if you do that you're not putting yourself in a position where you owe more than the car is worth. So you really want to have that conversation with a professional to talk to you about the best situation for you.
What about refinancing your home? I know you kind of talked about it at the top of the segment, but that's a good option too.
It still is, because rates are still very, very low. And we keep hearing that the Fed is going to raise rates. Well, it hasn't happened yet. So if you haven't refinanced, if you've been in your home for 4 or 5 years or longer and you haven't refinanced, you should really look into it.
And you guys have a team of folks out there who just do nothing but digits all day long.
They're experts, and they know the ins and outs, and they can walk you through the process, because there's a lot to it, especially when you refinance your home. It's more complicated than refinancing an auto loan, and we have experts that can walk you through every single step of the way.
Right, and when you think about the fact that there's so many ways we can probably save money that we haven't thought about. Because I have to admit, I've never thought about refinancing my vehicle.
Right.
I mean, the home is what you always kind of lean on, but there's so many other options out there if you just talk to somebody, an expert.
And again, people don't necessarily think about their rate as much as their payment. What payment can I afford? Well, once you have your car, take a look at that rate, because you might be able to lower that even more.
Right, because a lot of times you make the deal at the car dealer, and you got to use their
And there's so many other things you're thinking about.
And they give you some incentives, of course, if you use their financial team. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate that. Let's give you some information. If you'd like to learn more about refinancing this holiday season, visit any Desert Schools Federal Credit Union. There are 47 branches here in the Valley. To find one near you, visit their website, desertschools.org, or call 602-433-7000.